People of the internet, today we have a video from the channel Apologia Comedia. David Lucas just took the worst roasting of his career. Let's see. And I guess it has to do with Harland Williams, and I'm going to share my real opinion on Harland Williams after we get into this here real quick. So let's go. Go like and subscribe if you like their video. Thank you. Let's go.
How would you fat shame David Lucas?
I don't think you really have to fat shame him. He wakes up in the morning, he looks in the mirror, and he's already ashamed immediately.
Yeah. By the way, no offense to fat David Lucas. He looks like shit.
Whoa, I wouldn't say that.
No offense to him. I'm just saying it how it is. I love David Lucas.
You love Lucas.
He's my greatest guest on this show ever.
Are you serial?
He was on my show and everybody loved him. Why would you make the joke about George Floyd when you have no idea how it can affect the black community?
Because I wanted to.
But what?
Because I wanted to.
But you don't know how it could affect black people.
Dude, here's the first thing. When I see this clip, let us remind you, this is David Lucas. And I wonder if in this moment he felt threatening. This David Lucas, this guy that would probably have a cardiac arrest after 5 seconds of any kind of physical activity. But if you don't look at him like that and still see him a threat, let me tell you, Tony Hinchcliffe out-wrestled this dude. Like, Tony Hinchcliffe, this... Okay, why did he think this was threatening? And this is just crazy. He was trying to like flex his muscle, like, dude, Tony Hinchcliffe beat this guy up. Okay.
Black people
wanted to do.
But
I'm not a predator.
No, for sure.
Skip the question, bro. We ain't even finna entertain that you talking about right now, because I got children.
David Lucas. David Lucas.
Oh, you don't remember him
I
now?
don't remember him.
That's even more insulting to him, I feel.
Skinny white guy?
Fat black idiot.
Matan and Harland Williams are a match made in heaven. Matan has become one of the funniest comedy podcasts on YouTube. He's a modern-day Borat. All he does is troll, and if you're unfamiliar with his style, the better it goes for him, and the worse you're going to look. He got his start by trolling a gaming awards show, he trolled InfoWars multiple times, and even trolled Bad Friends. But the real comedy gold came when he had the legendary Harland Williams on his podcast. Harland and Matan combined for one of the funniest podcasts I've ever seen. They perfectly complement each other, and nothing was taken seriously. They share a common bond in their complete disregard for what's socially acceptable. But there's another thing they share. Both have had run-ins with David Lucas. Harland was one of the first people to roast Lucas on Kill Tony and actually win. When Lucas was on Matan's podcast, he was insufferable, mainly because he didn't understand Matan's style and completely bombed. Because of this shared past, Matan didn't hesitate to roast Lucas right in front of Harland, but before we dive into that, it's important to understand just how well Harland handled Matan.
Everybody, welcome back to the podcast. For today's guest, we have Harland Phillips. Welcome in. Yes. Come sit in the middle, please. Thanks for coming. And please just... In case anybody doesn't know you, introduce yourself.
Hey folks, Harland Phillips here, and my famous father, Wilson Phillips, their mother.
Sorry if I got confused on the name. I didn't know if it was Harland Phillips or Harley Morenstein.
It's Phillips.
Yes.
Yeah, Harland Phillips.
I'm just curious. People call Harland Williams a legend. I think he's all right. I think he's very Canadian, and I think a lot of times Canadian humor is lost on everybody that's not Canadian. And I think you know what I mean. Canadian human, or not humans, Canadian humans. There's a taste for. Oh shit! There, you got to develop a taste for Canadian comedy, right? So. When these people say Harland Williams is a comedy legend, what does that mean? I always thought Harland Williams was a guy that made some movies in the 90s. And then, like, to be honest with you, I didn't hear his name until he was on the Joe Rogan podcast last year. And like the whole, like, I have this parasite in me, tapeworm. Oh, come on, dude. I turned that episode off. I was still kind of listening to Joe Rogan then. I turned it off. I thought it was annoying. So I'm wondering, like, how is Harland Williams a comedy legend? How is Harland Williams a comedy legend? How is he? I don't know. You know, he did Rocket Man. I was looking at movies a minute ago. He did like Rocket Man and stuff like that. But outside of that, I just don't. What did he do for comedy that's legendary? That's the question I want to know, because he's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what's legend. It's just weird. I honestly think like I must have a thing where I don't laugh, or like I'm living in a land of delusional people that think people that are absolutely not funny are comedy legends. It's probably just me though.
Phillips. Thank you. And you are?
Martian.
Harland always understands the assignment. Harland understood exactly how to play Matan's game, and Matan obviously respects him for it. He went along with everything from the start, even rolling with one of the craziest first questions you could ask a guest.
Do you think you have a high enough IQ to join NAMBLA? You think you have a high enough IQ to join NAMBLA?
NAMBLA.
Yes.
I don't know. Throw a math question by me. Let's test it out.
How old usually are the boys that you sleep with?
Well, I would say nothing under 24.
So then you might not be, because that's North American Boy Love Association. So I would imagine they'll have to be little boys.
Well, I mean, even Santa loves little boys. I mean, good. Everyone loves little boys.
But Making Love Association.
Oh, Making Love to Little Boy Association?
Yes.
God, I still have my Blockbuster card. I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
What is that?
Oh, Blockbuster? It's a video store. Like, you rent a VHS. And
yeah, but that doesn't exist anymore. You said you have a card there?
Maybe not in your mind. Maybe not in your neighborhood. But Daddy...
You have one still?
Dad, if I can finish, Daddy likes to party on a Saturday night. I pull into the Blockbuster. Daddy walks around, finds a VHS or two, takes them home, slaps them into the VHS, slaps them, just grinds them into the VHS machine. Power smithers them into the VHS machine. I'll watch that thing in reverse. I'll watch it forward. And
so you're just breaking the tapes.
Daddy gets his fingers in the buttered popcorn, and he likes his fingers buttery.
You're just destroying.
Yeah, it's just not his humor's just not for me. I mean, comedy legend though.
The tapes, then you're just making
I'll watch
making
them.
a mess all around your house. There's just electronic pieces on the floor.
Guy, come on over. We'll mamble it up.
You've got to respect Matan's comedic timing. It's hard to make Harland uncomfortable, but you can actually see him tense up a bit with the question, like, what the hell did this kid just ask me? But Harland...
That's what I thought was really funny, because that's like, you got to respect, like, you know, people that take this internet thing seriously and that come in and like try and like preach all this, it's like their beliefs and put them on people and then try and insult them in the comments. Like, come on. How can you take the internet seriously? Do you remember dial-up AOL? Boy, that was a great time, right? The internet was just a magical world of mystery and fun. And people take life too seriously. Let's say that. They take life too seriously. They think their morals are like what leads them and they have the right answer and everybody else go fuck off. And I gotta just appreciate someone like Matan that doesn't take it seriously, that just wants to just push the social norms and poke at them. And, you know, we need that, man. People are way too serious. And look, we're not even smart. So why are we trying to be serious?
Is sharp enough to connect the dots and throw it right back at Matan, knowing Matan was asking about Mensa but swapped it with Nambla. It's tough to make either of these guys break, but when Harland starts talking about Blockbuster, you can catch Matan wiping away a smirk. Later in the podcast, Matan actually makes Harland break, which is pretty impressive, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Before we dive deeper though, it's crucial to take a look at how not to react to Matan's style.
What do with that? That's for you, dog. Look at that. Look at that one. Oh, yeah. Put that right there.
You don't like them?
I don't give a f. I'm in the public image, bro. Like this will happen all the time.
So you don't mind it?
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really cancel somebody like me who don't give a f.
Let me ask you this. Why would you make the joke about George Floyd when you have no idea how it can affect the black community?
Because I wanted to.
But what?
Because I wanted to.
But you don't know how it could affect black people. But black people.
I wanted to do it.
But you don't know if it will offend them.
I wanted to do it.
I can't even be a predator if that's what you're alluding to.
No, Game of Thrones. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
Because I thought you were trying to.
You
flip
on
it
some
me.
weird.
You a predator?
I'm not a predator.
No, for sure.
I don't understand why he always like his vape thing, right? I get it. You know, like cigarettes can be nice, like smoking is very nice, right? The smell of cigarettes is really the downfall, and like then it just stays on your breath, everything like that. So then you go to vaping, and vaping doesn't stink. People don't really care about vaping. It's like not intrusive. Like, oh, you have a little cloud, but it just disperses, right? And so, like, you'll see vaping, like, people vape everywhere. They'll vape inside, you know, everything, whatever. I don't really care. But I just don't know why, like, the thing that's bad about vaping is you end up taking it everywhere and you end up hitting it all day long because there's no boundaries. Like, the same with cigarettes. Like, if someone lit a cigarette in the office, everybody would know within like 30 seconds because that smell would just, right? But a vape, nobody probably even knows. Close the door, nobody knows. But it's like it almost overtakes breathing. It's so crazy because you're just, and when you don't, you know. Anyways, I don't do anything anymore. I just breathe oxygen these days, but I just wanted to, because you could see it in his hand right there. It was just a random thought of mine, but I just don't know why he can't like not do it, you know. But then you hit it so much, you have it everywhere. When you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, until you have it, you know. It's weird, man. It's weird. People just like to have addictions.
Skip the question, bro. We ain't even finna entertain that you talking about right now, because I got children, and that's a very sensitive topic.
The entire podcast with Lucas was cringe. He actually thought he was going to get $10,000 just for appearing on the show.
Okay.
So what about the money, though?
What about the money?
Yeah.
I would give it to you if I had some.
Nah, nigga, I'm about to call.
We could be on like
making a
a
call?
perpetual team.
All right.
Yo, that ain't that the thing, that's the money, bro.
But the camera's not. There's no camera on him.
I don't give a
The-
We don't need it to be on camera. I need my bread.
You need your bread. How much were you expecting to be?
You told me 10,000 in the text message, bro.
I would love to see it. Maybe that was Sam Hyde. He told you that. He tricked you. Because he's the one, in case anybody doesn't know, who set up this interview. Okay, let's move on. This is getting a little stale here.
So you can see why Matan doesn't care for David Lucas. He was rude, hadn't watched the podcast before, or he would have known what to expect, and he actually thought he was going to get $10,000 just for appearing. That's like giving an entire podcast revenue to the guest, maybe even going in the red, to have a guy on who was kind of funny on Kill Tony for a brief second. So with that in mind, you can understand why Matan didn't hesitate to throw Lucas under the bus with his next question to Harland.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you think has done more damage to David Lucas's career? Me, you, or David Lucas?
I'm gonna say you.
Me?
Definitely.
Yes!
Yeah, dude. You know how to party on Fun Street.
Well, I would like to take credit for that. I would just thought it would have been David Lucas, actually. I would have
think
given
it's
him full
you.
credit.
No one rolls around with a big puffy fatty like you do.
Like my hair?
Well, I mean,
I would say what really like, because you don't hear about David Lucas hardly. Like, you were hearing about David, and even the Matan thing was pretty bad, but it was like right after the Matan thing, the thing that really just like, because the Matan thing kind of like brought it to the surface, and then right after that was the him choking that girl thing. David Lucas, he may like kill Tony, maybe trying to keep him alive, but that guy's done. Yeah.
look, it's okay.
Are you referring to something else?
I'm referring to him. He's a puffy. He's like
Him?
He's a big boy. Him?
You're saying he's fat?
He's a little chubby.
You can fat shame him. He's a fat pig is what he is.
That's what I was gonna say, you big fat flubber beast. Why don't you go to SeaWorld and mount a killer whale and
Yeah.
ride like you got arthritis in your fat And calves, you cankle sucking freak.
Let me see how to word that. What solution fat shaming? How would you fat shame David Lucas?
I don't think you really have to fat shame him. He wakes up in the morning, he looks in the mirror, and he's already ashamed immediately.
Yeah.
Imagine that
But
guy.
how would you fat shame him? Like, he's already ashamed by
I see.
himself, but how can we add on to it?
I would probably go to his house, break in the middle of the night, go to his bed, duct tape him to the bed, strip him, and rub him down with garlic butter and maybe a little rice pudding, and just
Because he wants to start eating himself.
yeah, that's about
He
it.
can't control it, but it'll be tied down. He wants to start biting his arm like an autistic who like just skimming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, David Lucas was the only Jeffrey Dahmer victim, right? Dahmer got him his apartment, ripped his clothes off, and
He's the
just
only
looked at him and went,
survivor?
oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no, like a fat black woman too.
Dahmer?
No, like the way you said it, like, oh, hell no. Like, that's like what a fat black person would
I know,
say,
but
fat
that's
black
what
woman.
Dahmer said. Dahmer, he looked one look at Lucas and he went, oh, hell no.
He almost turned Dahmer into a normal person.
It's normal to me.
By the way, no offense to fat David Lucas. He looks like shit.
Whoa, I wouldn't say that.
No offense to him. I'm just saying it how it is. I love David.
What is this?
Lucas.
He's my greatest guest on this show ever.
Are you serial?
He was on my show and everybody loved him. They said that the only time that he was better was when you were talking to him.
Okay, David Lucas. David Lucas.
Oh, you don't remember him?
You know, sometimes I feel like the internet like if you remember the original internet, it's like something of legends. It was just like a place where people could troll freely. There wasn't all this like soapboxing. Like, the internet was a place to troll and to live in the troll and to have fun and to watch crazy videos, and it just like pushed the limits. And sometimes I think that's dead, but then then I think about people in Matan's comments just like, oh yeah, that was the dude. David Lucas was so good. Oh man, just like, you know, it's still there, but tiny bits, you know, tiny bits. We're losing it because people want to keep pretending they have morals and are better than other people. They haven't learned that lesson. We're all just doofuses living in a doofus wagon.
I don't remember him.
That's even more insulting to him, I feel.
Skinny white guy?
Fat black idiot.
Someone needs to let Rogan know this is how you have a podcast with Harland Phillips. I swear this podcast is just an experiment to see which comedians take themselves too serious. Harland understood exactly how to do Matan's show, and Matan obviously respects Harland. Great episode. Harland is a legitimate pro. He knew how to give Matan his props, all while not slandering David Lucas, but still playing along to keep the show from getting awkward. If these two had a podcast together, it would easily be one of the funniest podcasts out there. Matan asked Harland who's done more damage to David Lucas's career. It was because Harland was one of the only people to completely destroy Lucas in a roast battle.
Harland Williams, what's up, dog?
What's up, my guy?
I know you need to get home. Harland Williams got to get home because he left a crock pot on.
Whoa, hey, take it easy, bro. You're the only guy I know has muffin tops on his ankles. I thought this guy had a tattoo of the Monster Energy drink logo on his stomach. It turned out to be a stretch mark. This is the only guy I know. Everyone else in the country has Lyme disease. This guy's got key lime pie disease.
Yo, this motherfucker.
You're my bitch tonight. How about that?
You can see why Matan would ask who's done more damage to Lucas.
When they showed the crowd of Kill Tony, they were exactly the people that I had thought in my mind, and it like spooked me. I was like conflicted with like something like an evil force, you know? And it just like, you know, chilled me to the bone a little bit. Yeah, it is kind of scary. Could you imagine dealing with a Kill Tony fan? Like, just imagine. Sit there, close your eyes, breathe in nice and slow and deep, and then think about what it killed Tony. Now imagine having to like deal with it. It's a pretty scary, like, it makes you feel like weird, you know, at least thinking about it. Maybe just me. Let's see what happens.
Harland or David himself. Harland was ruthless, and David had no idea how to respond. But what makes Harland great is that he acts like an idiot, just talking nonsense like Norm Macdonald would. But underneath it all, his brain is working faster than anyone in the room.
True.
He's like those alligators that pretend to be drowning to attract a human, only to destroy them when someone's dumb enough to fall for the trap.
Take that! Got him! He missed me, but he celebrated.
Wow, what kind of pie is that, do you think?
I don't know.
All right.
Where did the pie go? It's all over the floor now. I don't know why he did that. It's now empty.
Oh,
Well, it smells good in here after that last accent you did now, at least.
I think we can expect David Lucas any second now that there's a pie on the premises.
Well, he'll start eating it off the floor like the lasagna guy from earlier. It's all right there for him.
You like lasagna? I just saw a twinkle in your eye.
Not,
you a lasagna
it's
guy?
okay.
Talk to me, guy.
Nothing
Do you
special.
power jam a lasagna? Will you hammersmith a lasagna on a frosty Friday night? Oh, look at that. Suck it deep.
I don't even want to eat it. That's this. We haven't cleaned these sheets in like 2 years.
You didn't have to tell me.
Oh, well, it should be kind of obvious, but let's move on.
David's stomach probably took 10 minutes to sink when he saw the thumbnail. What makes this podcast so great?
I feel like with Harland Williams, I think at times, I guess, like, but his humor is kind of the same as Mark Norman's. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I just like, you know, and Mark Norman, like, I mean, every time I listen to him on Protect Our Parks, it's just like the guy's just one-liners, like constant one-liners. Yeah, I'm just like, come on, bro. Anyway, sorry. I'm just rambling today, you know. I just got a little feel for it.
Is that these two are in perfect harmony. Matan doesn't care what he says. His whole goal is to say the most socially unacceptable thing possible. The views and interactions come from people's reactions to the crazy things he says. Harland is perfect for this kind of podcast because while he doesn't cross any lines that could get him into trouble, he brings his own unique style of humor, pulling the thread and taking the joke as far as he can go.
What should we do with loud minorities?
Duct tape them?
Yeah, we already went over David Lucas, who is a loud minority, but like another solution.
Give me an example of a minority, because there's so many. Can we refine it down to a specific minority?
No, we're gonna.
All minorities.
Indian, Mexican, black. What other minorities are there?
Australians?
Are they minorities? They're basically just white.
Yeah, but
Okay.
look at them.
That was the end of the David Lucas bashing, but the best part of the podcast, and what I mentioned earlier, was when Matan makes Harland break. It's a true testament to how funny Matan is. Matan mentions Dr. Oz, and like Harland does, he goes off on a tangent, starting to sing a song from The Wizard of Oz. That's when Matan asks a question that finally makes Harland break and laugh like he's in church trying to hold it in.
Oh, the land of Oz.
The land, like he's like a landlord?
A merry, merry land and a merry, merry place where everyone has a funny, funny face and the streets are paved with gold. And no one ever grows old in that funny place called the world of Oz, you fat. Suck a blueberry pie through a Chinese garden hose and suck Free Willy's puffed out calamari ring and carry on, suckface.
Would it be considered cheating if you killed your wife before? What are you laughing at? You look like you're going insane.
I am, child. I am. Sorry, ask it again.
Yes. Would it be considered cheating if you killed your wife before? This is gonna be the response I get every time I
Oh,
ask.
go ahead. It's just I love murder. It cracks me up.
Okay, one more
Cracks me
time.
up, so kill me, fat.
That's all I got.
There you go, people. You know, it is what it is. David Lucas, man. you know, you could get away with a lot, but David Lucas just got away not a lot. He's toasted. Harland Williams, if he's your flavor, good for you. I just most of the time I don't get it. But you know, I'm the man that doesn't laugh. Apparently, I am the man that doesn't laugh at comedians. Yeah. Bye.
Don't stay.